Advisory Board, Laughlin Regional Government Center, 101 Civic Way, Laughlin, Nevada, 89029. Today is February 10th, 2026. Time is 1:30. Items on the agenda may be taken out of order. The board may combine two or more agenda items for consideration. The board may remove an item from the agenda or delay discussion relating to an item at any time. No action may be taken on any matter not listed on the posted agenda. All planning and zoning matters heard at this meeting are forwarded to the Board of County Commissioners Zoning Commission, BCC, or the Clark County Planning Commission, PC, for final action. Please turn off or mute all cell phones and other electronic devices. Please take all private conversations outside the room. With a 48-hour advance request, a sign language interpreter, or other reasonable efforts to assist and accommodate persons with physical disabilities may be made available by calling 702-455-3530, TDD at 702-385-7486, or Relay Nevada toll-free at 800-326-6868, TD/TDD. Supporting material provided to the board council members for this meeting may be requested from Kathleen Hickman at 702-298-0828. Supporting material is or will be available at the Clark County Department of Administrative Services, 500 South Grand Central Parkway, 6th floor, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89155. Supporting material is or will be available on the county's website at clarkcountynv.gov/LaughlinTAB. At this time, I'll do roll call. I'm here. Kathy Oakes.
Here.
Bradley Beck.
Here.
Kathleen Haas.
Here.
Carrie Larson.
Here.
Our secretary, Kathleen Hickman, 702-298-0828, or kathleen.hickman@clarkcountynv.gov. Our county liaison, Mark Moskowitz, can be reached at 702-298-0828 or 702-455-6173. Mark.Moskowitz, Moskowitz, @clarkcountynv.gov. I've called the meeting to order, and Kathleen, if you'll lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Put your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Item 2, public comment. This is a period devoted to comments by the general public about items on this agenda. No discussion, action, or vote may be taken on this agenda item. You will be afforded the opportunity to speak on individual public hearing items at the time they are presented. If you wish to speak to the board about items within its jurisdiction, but not appearing on this agenda, you must wait until the comments by the general public period listed at the end of this agenda. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Please step up to the speaker's podium. If applicable, clearly state your name and address, and please spell your last name for the record. If any member of the board wishes to extend the length of a presentation, this will be done by the chairperson of the board by majority vote. Okay, seeing as no one coming up, I'm going to combine 3 and 4, approval of the minutes for January 13th, 2026, and approval of the agenda for February 10th, 2026, and hold, combine, or delete any items.
So move.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Announce the 2026 Laughlin Citizen of the Year and present an award and Clark County proclamation in honor and recognition of community service. Mark?
Thank you. This is always an exciting meeting to surprise somebody in our community. So the Laughlin Citizen of the Year Award is presented annually in honor of the late Jim Edwards as an expression of gratitude and appreciation to a resident of Laughlin who has made our community a better place to live. This year's honoree demonstrates exceptional community spirit, regularly attending and supporting events across the community. This person is a lifelong resident of Laughlin. This individual has dedicated their time and energy to supporting local children, schools, and families, helping to ensure the continued growth and vitality of the Township of Laughlin. This individual exemplifies outstanding civic leadership and selfless commitment, coordinating and supporting community events, raising funds for local schools, and establishing scholarship opportunities, thereby equipping children with the resources, encouragement, and opportunities to succeed academically. It is my pleasure to announce Ashlyn Bilbray Sains as the 2026 Laughlin Citizen of the Year. Let's have the board come up. And we have a proclamation and an award for you.
I know. Come on, act like you know each other. Wait, Mark. Okay. Big smiles. It's always like well deserved. Congratulations. Receive a report and updates from the South County Liaison, Mark Moskowitz, on the Laughlin Animal Vaccination Clinic from January 31st, and any other updates from Clark County.
Thank you, Chair. We'll bring up my presentation. I'm going to kind of jump around. Let's see if we got it. So I wanted to thank the community for coming out for the coffee and conversation. We had a really good turnout. If you filled out a comment card, I'm still going through them and we'll be answering all of them. So hopefully by the end of this week, early next week. But I appreciate everyone that attended. We had a really good discussion. One of the items we did speak about was just safety in the community and walking around. Commissioner Naft and our team, we've provided these. They're kind of like wristbands. You can put them on your dog. You can put them on yourself. I'll put these in the back. We're going to order a lot more of these to have at next town board meeting, but these are great to put on when you walk around the neighborhood. They reflect, people see you. It just helps as one of our traffic safety, pedestrian safety initiatives. So we've got a few. I'll put them in the back after I finish, and please take some, and then we'll continue to bring more. So they're really good. Like I said, put them on your pets. It helps to keep them illuminated as well. I know we spoke about smoke detector replacements. I'm working currently with the fire department to figure out how we could do a sign-up sheet to hopefully get like a good list of people that, so it's more beneficial for the fire department not to just go to one at a time. We'll get a large list, but I'm still working through the details. I know it's through Red Cross and the fire department, so doing more information on that. I'll get more in the coming months. So next thing, we had our very successful animal vaccination clinic. We did 114 animals, 88 dogs, and 26 cats. I want to thank all the volunteers, the MVPs, the VIPs. They were incredible, the best free volunteers in the world. They kept traffic moving. They kept everyone organized. The character artist was wonderful. She did a wonderful job of drawing pictures of the pets. So thank you everyone who signed up. I went very smoothly this year. People weren't waiting as long. I'm going to continue to work with the Animal Foundation for next year's to figure out ways that we can improve it, to make sure we can have more slots possibly, figuring out, we're going through to see how many people actually attended and how many people were no-shows to figure out how we can work through that. So 114 animals is really good for the community, so we're happy about that. If you attended and got your animal microchipped, you probably got a sheet like this. Make sure to fill that out. The Animal Foundation has submitted all of them after they did it, so it should be going to their system probably next week. So just keep an eye on that. Make sure you're keeping up to date, because what happens if people don't have it up to date and the animal gets lost, we can't find the animal. So make sure you're keeping up on that. And then if you weren't able to attend, check out the Animal Foundation's website. They do a lot of low-cost vaccination clinics every week. I know it's in Las Vegas, but if it's definitely needed, you can do that, or you can wait till our next one, either in Searchlight or next year here. So that's on the vaccination clinic. The next slide, I want to thank the library. There was a really good resource fair. I know Metro was there. UNR was there, a lot of community partners. We had a really good time talking with people and sharing information about the county. So, and with those are all my updates.
Thank you. Receive a report from Lieutenant Rogers with Metro Police regarding activity and statistics during the past month and other areas of crime concern.
Hello?
Working.
Well, I can just yell. Can you hear it? Hello?
I think it's.
You think it's on? Does it
No,
on?
it's
Anybody
not
in the back?
working.
Can you hear me in the back? Yes. Yeah, I guess it's on. I can barely hear it. All right, I'll go over our stats real quick. Usually January is kind of a slow month for us, which is actually nice, what we like to see down here in Laughlin. The weather is nice, and people are outside enjoying that. And this is the reason we live here and not in back east where it snows and all the other headaches with weather. So for stats for January 2026, we had 252 calls for service. That is down about 12% from last year, where we had 287. Staying kind of right on par with course here. We wrote 104 traffic citations for the Valley. Had 1 arrest for DUI, 5 arrests for domestic violence, and 18 total bookings into Tucker facility here at Laughlin. No calls for service at the school. I mean, there are a lot there with the school police officer walking the halls and helping out and attending the basketball games and all those events, but no calls that we needed to be at. That's kind of it for calls for service. Any questions on that? Nope. Tomorrow is our Coffee with a Cop. We're doing it at the Impact right next door to the DMV. So hopefully everyone's able to join us there at 11. It's a kind of a cool community resource. It's I think been there about a year now. Give out a lot of good resources and free items to people. So they do take donations, but you can come there tomorrow, learn more about it. So people in need that need donations or anyone that wants to donate can definitely stop by and check it out. On February 18th is Career Day at the high school. So not to speak for the high school, I'm sure it's an invite only, but if you do have a business or a career field, then reach out to the high school. I'm sure they would love to have more the merrier, I always say, but we'll definitely have an officer there and some recruiting things, and we're hoping to bring the Cybertruck down here from Vegas, so that may be a hit for the kids for the electric car. So that's kind of it for the rest of the month for us, unless anyone has any questions for any upcoming events for us. No?
No, thank
Okay.
you.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a good day.
Receive a report from Sergeant Tim Waller with Nevada Highway Patrol regarding activity and statistics during the last month and other public safety concerns.
Good afternoon, Sergeant Tim Waller, Nevada Highway Patrol. So for the month of January, down here in the Laughlin District, we conducted 599 traffic stops, issued 510 citations. We had 5 crashes, 3 arrests, and 1 DUI arrest. That gave us a total of 708 contacts with all of our other miscellaneous calls. That's all I got. Any questions?
No, thank you. Receive a report from Clark County Fire Department regarding calls for service during the past month and other fire prevention. I don't see anyone from the fire department. Okay. Receive a report from Jason Bailey with Big Bend Water District regarding the status of the water system. You don't look like Jason.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Dave Wainert with the Big Bend Water District, filling in for Jason Bailey today. He's a bit under the weather. So going into our monthly report, our water treatment year-to-date for 2026 total diversions is 263 acre-feet or 85.7 million gallons. Water system update, we have staff replace the Casino Drive pump. Number 1 valve, this repair will help with pressure and redundancy in the system. And staff also upgraded the drain of the 780 pump station chlorine analyzer, and this will help prevent foliage and wildlife at the site. As far as development inquiries go, we've had no new inquiries since 2025 in August with the solar farm, and that again was just a request for construction water only. And for the financial update, fiscal year to date through December 31st, Big Bend's debt balance decreased by $515,626 from fiscal year end 2025's balance of $2.66 million to approximately $2.14 million as of December 31st, 2025.
And can you spell your last name, please? for the record?
Waynert.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And the Big Bend Water District Storage Project remains on the state revolving fund loan priority list. And additionally, on the topic of water storage tank funding, we do have a status update for that. We learned earlier this month that Congress approved an appropriation of $908,000 for Laughlin, which is now signed into law. This was championed by Congresswoman Susie Lee and Senators Cortez Masto and Rosen. Big Bend will be able to use this funding for design of the first storage tank. And again, these funds will only be used for tank design. So what are next steps? The Army Corps of Engineers will need to develop funding agreement. And based on our experience, we anticipate that could take up to 12 months to receive. And again, our project is just one of about over 200 projects that require the Army Corps of Engineers to create a funding agreement. And as of today, we do not know where we stand in the queue, but we'll continue to monitor that and act appropriately when it is ready. Any questions?
Just confirming $908,000.
$908,000.
Any other questions? Thank you. Receive a report from Will Smith with Clark County Water Reclamation District regarding the status of the wastewater system.
Good afternoon, Will Smith, Clark County Water Reclamation District, Laughlin facility. For January 2026, the Laughlin facility treated an influent flow average of 1.33 million gallons per day. The clean water treated and returned to the Colorado River was 37.076 million gallons, converted over to 113.790 acre feet. Last year at this time, they treated an influent flow of 1.46 million gallons per day and cleaned and returned 39.990 million gallons, or 122.733 acre feet. Between this year and last year, that's a decrease of 2.914 million gallons a day, or 8.943 acre feet of clean water returned compared to last year. As usual, the influent flow comparison chart is attached to the report. Sewer service complaints, we had none. Odor complaints, we had none. Call before you dig tickets, we had 7 call before you dig for the Laughlin facility, or the Laughlin area. I left the CCWRD service rules, which includes the rate and charges and billing units, attached to the report. Only further updates I have is upcoming project 2012, the Laughlin Lift Station number 2 Force Main Rehabilitation Project. The project was awarded on February 3rd, 2026. The company that it was awarded to was Harbor Company, will be the contractor. The notice to proceed will be issued within the next 30 to 45 days. Any further questions? That's all I have.
Madam Chair, what was the company that the contract was awarded to again?
Harbor.
Right here.
Harbor
Oh, I
Company.
didn't see it. Okay, there it is. Thank you. Okay.
Any further questions? Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you. Receive a report from Mike Jackson, Executive Director with Southern Nevada Transit Coalition. Not Mike.
I'm not Mike Jackson. I'm Anna Talamo. That's T as in Thomas, A-L-A-M-O. I'm the Director of Operations, and I've been with the company for over 20 years. But with Mike and Sue being so involved, I don't come to these very often. But Mike had to go out of town, so here I am. In general, we're still working with the casinos by assisting with passes for their new hires and free rides events over the holidays. SNTC provided free rides for fixed route Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, and we are continuing to try to find innovative ways to increase our ridership. In case you guys are not aware, Sue Bishop, our Laughlin Operations Supervisor, will be leaving us soon. She has been arranging to relocate in Kansas, but she is going to be staying on our staff. She just will not be here. She's been employed with us for 16 years and has done a great job. She has let us know her plans for many months and has been expected to give our 2-week notice soon. In the last few months, she has received 7 plaques, certificates, and letters of appreciations from many of the community organizations to help with the community. SNTC has recognized Sue for her accomplishments and has assigned her many events and outreach activities exercising her abilities. In understanding her abilities, we have decided to keep Sue on and have her work remotely. She will change positions, but will continue to work for us. She's going to definitely be next. She and I have been buddies for a long time. On the bus shelters, so far there is no movement. The SNTC is currently negotiating with the RTC. RTC is the owner of the bus shelters, and SNTC is looking to take over the ownership. We have requested a quote on the insurance for liability within the bus shelters. Once we receive that, we'll work on our next steps. So now for the ridership. The Laughlin fixed route in December of 2025 was 19,254, which is finally an increase. For a while there, it was dipping. The Laughlin Paratransit, December of 2025, was 417, which has been a decrease from the last quarter, but with the holidays and a lot of people going out of town. On the Laughlin Las Vegas Express bus, December 2025, it hit 648 rides, which seems like a lot, but that's actually been a decrease. The Searchlight Express rides are still at 29, which has been an increase, but it is pretty low. So we are trying to get more people from Searchlight to participate in it. And then in the rest of the packet are some events and pictures. November 1st, Sue Bishop was nominated for the Public Service Award in Laughlin's Community Achievement Awards. Sue was one of the top 4 nominees. She didn't win, but we are proud to have her on our staff. Then in October, both Sue and Mike and their families attended the Halloween trunk or treat. They decorated a bus. They made it a haunted house. It was definitely a success. SNTC participated in the Children to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Shop with the Cop event. And then we had the toy drive. And that's about all we have.
A lot.
Yes. That's a lot. I made it quicker than usually. Mike would still be here talking and talking.
You're right.
So I did it a little quicker. Any questions?
Can I ask you a question? I recently was down at the Big Bend State Recreation Area and noticed that there was a bus stop. Is that still operational?
Yes, that stop is ran by request because us having to go up there adds time on the route. So people call when they're going to be utilizing it, and then we notify the driver. So it only goes there when there's somebody waiting.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I ask you a question? Sure. What are bus shelters?
The shelters that are along Casino Center, they're where people can stand to get out of the heat or out of the rain. For years, they've been owned by the RTC, and they're wanting us to take them over. So, but when you take them over, somebody has to take over the liability. So we're waiting for a quote to see if it's in our grant and budgets.
Madam Chair, if I'm not incorrect, I believe you take care of the servicing of them, the washing them, the emptying the trash and everything like that. The advertisements that are on there I know are purchased. Will you be taking over the revenue from the purchase of those, or?
That's the $1 million question.
Yeah, you need to offset your liability. The liability
Exactly.
insurance, I know I pay for $3 million, you know, with my little company.
We are hoping that is what's going to happen. There are some other programs that Mr. Jackson is working on to help with that. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about them at this current time, but they all have to do with the shelters and some advertising.
Yeah,
So we
because
are
I
working
know,
on it.
like several of the casinos, there's local businesses and stuff that utilize those for advertisement, so.
Well, we have to see because the RTC is under a contract with their current provider of those advertisements. So that's another part.
If that
that's-
transfers, right, and the revenue therefore.
Yes.
Okay, I was just curious if you knew if that was part of it.
They're working on it.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Receive a report from Kelly Lear, Southern Clark County Coordinator with UNR Extension regarding the status of programs and upcoming activities.
I feel like I want to do a halftime show with this thing. All right. So 4-H is up and running. Our curriculum is going. We started February. We'll go February through May. We had 10 4-H kids and 7 adult chaperones on the tour of the Davis Dam last month. And then yesterday, we toured Walking Box Ranch and Searchlight. We had 8 there. We keep getting more and more teacher in-service days, so we have to start getting creative with what we're doing with the kids. Our final field trip is going to be to Chattycup Mine in Nelson, and it was originally scheduled for April 27th, which was a teacher in-service, and if you haven't looked at the updated Clark County calendar, they moved it, so now it's the Monday after Easter. They can't say it's the Monday after Easter, they just said it's contingency day. So we're going to work on reviewing that flyer and fixing it, but I believe that's April 6th. And there's a $12.50 fee for the Chattycup Mine, and registration's required, but we're going to try and get some kids up there. Some of these kids have never explored the area, and that's what we're trying to do. We're calling it Outdoor Nevada, and we want them to see some really neat things that are in their own backyard. Our shooting sports specialist offered archery last Saturday in Searchlight. In March, we'll be exploring air rifles again. I saw Evan walk in, so I'll have to grab him and see if he's interested in volunteering too. Any volunteer we can get to help with these kids is just, it's a great experience. That's mentoring kids in situations like that is just such a huge impact. Registration for that's required, and flyers are on the back. And our February Healthy Aging and Living newsletter is in the back. Those always have really good recipes in there. And then we have bingo size. I'm going to be at the senior center this week on Thursday doing a bingo size class, and it's free and open to the public. Lots of good prizes, so I hope to see you there at 11 o'clock. And I began teaching after-school Lego robotics last week. I'm going to go there right after this meeting. We are exploring things that go. So we're talking about propulsion, speed, pulley systems, alternate power sources, So we meet on Tuesdays through mid-March from 3 to 4, and then Devin started her curriculum in the school at Bennett. She teaches all second grade classes, and she's doing Steaming Through the Seasons. So it explores different times of the year, and she'll do anything that she can put gardening in there. So they are looking at, I think they looked at snow last week. So she always brings some fun hands-on activities. And then she does a Cloverbud Healthy Me curriculum on Thursdays from 10:30. I'm sorry, I got those mixed up. Tuesday is from 10:30 to 11:15. And then that's where she was today, and then 11:30 to 12:30, she does that Junior Master Gardener program. So that's kind of that junior high age curriculum. We participated in the Library Resource Fair. I say we, it was my Master Gardeners. They are also going to be present at the Connie Davis 5K at Big Bend, and they'll do Cops and Bobbers as well in March. And we'll be in attendance also, or our recruiting office will be for the Laughlin High School Career Day next week also. And I also want to remind the community that I have radon kits available. There are 2 of them in the back. They're just the ones where you peel the top off and leave somewhere close to the foundation of your home. It tests the dangerous odorless gas that comes from foundations, and they definitely come from Nevada desert homes. So that's free. The test kit, you just have to send it in. We also have Professor M.L. Robinson from our horticulture department coming to the library on March 21st. That's Fred's memorial. So I know it's going to conflict. I don't know how many people I'm going to get at my event, because I know there's a lot of people that are going to be riding on the 21st. But it is out there. That flyer is on the back. It's called Native and Native-like Plants, and he's just a spectacular speaker. And this year, we have plans to send 9 Laughlin area kids to Camp Alamo. If you've driven through there, it's in the Pahranagat Valley. It's absolutely beautiful. We have reserved the 3rd week in July for rural Nevada kids, specifically. Oftentimes, the Laughlin kids are left out. We ask them to register. Well, there's a fee associated with it. And so most of my kids from this area can't afford to go. They can't get transportation to go, and I know I've said that to the board before, as oftentimes Devin and I will drive them. This year, we reserved the 3rd week for rural. So we have some kids from Mesquite, some kids from Laughlin and Searchlight, and some kids from Pahrump. And it's specifically for rural Nevada kids. This year, we have a sponsor, or 2 sponsors really, that are making this possible, where the kids are not going to pay to be a part of this. And I'm excited. I'm humbled by it. I just love being a part of this community. But I'm going to have one of my sponsors come up now.
Hi, Gino Briscoe, part of the Son of the American Legion and Post 60. Basically what we did, we heard about Kelly's program last year, and we said, hey, let's help out. Didn't quite work out, but this year we had the meeting and we got it approved, so we're going to give her a $1,000 check for some of the kids. And that's touching, and wearing many hats in the community besides being a citizen and the local judge. I matched those funds out of my personal account, so we're going to give her $2,000 for the kids in our community so they can go to camp. So I'd like to present that to her.
Yes, please.
That's really awesome. Kelly, if you will
Some of
email
these
me
kids
all-
have never left this valley.
Email me all the information. I will make sure it goes on for the post as well for next year.
That would be awesome. I'm just very humbled. I thank everybody in this community. I think it's going to be awesome to come back in August and report to them. They're going to make friendships and learn some new things and see a place they've never seen before. And that eastern region of Nevada is beautiful. I think they're really going to have a good time. So thank you so much. Any questions for me?
Receiving a report from Val with Laughlin Chamber of Commerce regarding current and upcoming business activities in Laughlin.
Val Gabaldon. I going to start that we have 5 network and education opportunities coming up. We have a ribbon cutting at Magic by Me. It's an art studio offering creative learning lessons, classes, coming up on February 18th at noon, Arizona time. We also have our business after hours mixer at Bullhead City Tire Pros celebrating their 5-year anniversary on February 19th at 5:30 p.m. Arizona time. At the Laughlin Chamber, we have our business breakfast at the end of the month that will be presented by Jake Dam, the VP of Development for Advantis Power. We'll be speaking about the Ardea Solar Center, forgive me. February 27th at 8:30 in the morning. We'll have some little breakfast snacks that day. We are also having an AI training for small businesses at the Chamber. That's going to be sponsored by Jennifer Ronan of First Citizens Bank on February 24th at 10 a.m. Nevada time. And then we have our lunch mob, First Fridays. We head over to Arby's this coming month on March 6th at 12 noon Arizona time. If you're interested in any of these events, please contact Claudia to RSVP at 702-298-2214, and she's extension 1. Also coming up is our Connie Davis Cancer Walk. That's going to be Saturday, March 7th at 8 a.m. Nevada time at our new location, Big Bend State Park. It's $35 for the walk, and a portion of the proceeds will benefit the River Fund Cancer Connection. For our membership, in 2025, we had a total of 50 new members, and already this year, first quarter, we are up to 5. 30% of our members are from Laughlin. Our Volunteers in Partnership monthly meeting will be held tonight. That's going to be inside the Ensenada Room at Harrah's Laughlin. If anyone is interested in volunteering as an usher in a townwide concert, an event support person, you can pick up an application at the Chamber. You can also email Sue at susanbarilla.vip@yahoo.com. That's susanbarilla.vip@yahoo.com. And then also the Laughlin Chamber has services including notary by appointment only. They're free for our members, although there is a small fee for non-members based on the number of documents. We also have Nevada Department of Wildlife small game and fishing license available. The licenses expire 1 year from the date of purchase. And then also we are the host for the Visitor Center, and we are also a business center services location. So if any of our residents or visitors need some assistance, we can assist there. Questions?
No?
Thank you.
Thank you. Receive a report from Jackie Wallen with the Laughlin Tourism Commission regarding current and upcoming events and activities. That's you.
Hi, good afternoon. So what you already know is that the Cinch Rodeo is coming again March 27th and 28th. We've moved those hours to the evening times, so no one has to be out in the heat. There's also going to be a full marketplace that day, so the marketplace will be open before the rodeo and after the rodeo for people to pick up their tchotchkes and their little things and their prizes and their souvenirs and lots of gifts. We took a lot of advice from Cowboy Christmas in Las Vegas and brought some of those people down to help our rodeo fans get the items that they want. A lot of crafting items also. Lainey Wilson is coming April 11th, and she's fully sold out. Any tickets that are available are aftermarket, so I'm sorry, I can't stop that from happening, but it does. Although the LTC is not sponsoring Matt Rife, I do want to remind everybody he's coming May 9th. He's going to be in the LEC Center, as we expect that one to sell really good also. Most of the information I have today is stuff that I needed to update you on grants that we received from the state of Nevada. The first one is the Route 66 event. We did not receive a grant on that yet, but Meg is working really hard on it. The Davis Dam anniversary, we do have a small grant for that, but everything's being postponed because of the shutdown, the federal shutdown. So we have not received any further plans on how we're going to celebrate that through December of 2027. The first one that's really active right now is the River 250. It'll say in your packet that the two sites that you need to go to are the social media site for the Facebook page, and that's the River 250 on Facebook, and the other one is the river250.com. It's really easy. There's a barcode up here, a QR code, where you'll take you directly to the event calendar, the things that are posted that are coming up the soonest. This is a collaboration between Laughlin and Bullhead City for all events geared towards our general river living excitement, the way that we do it along the river. The grant was from the state of Nevada. I acquired it, and I am sharing it with permission from the state of Nevada to do things on both sides of the river. Connie Davis 5K Walk and Roll from the Chamber is part of one of those events, and you'll see it in the calendar of events, and they're gone red, white, and blue this year so that we can celebrate the River 250. There are 5 months of events still happening. We opened this event project with, if you can see some of the things I attached in your packet, the first one that we opened up with was a River 250 essay and art contest. The children are going crazy in all schools in all of Laughlin, Bullhead City, Fort Mojave, and Mojave Valley, turning in essays and their art projects. Art can be from any medium they want. They have to send me a picture of it, and then the Mojave County Library and the Laughlin Library, Clark County, they have agreed to accept those items of art and display them in glass cases through this, and then that's where the judges will go to judge those for first, second, and third place. There's $3,500 in cash prizes and regular gift prizes for the smaller kids who really don't need any cash at their age. They need things that are going to encourage them with arts and English and those kind of things to remind them of how they really did in the art contest itself. That we extended that because so many of the students had interest but didn't have enough time to get it in by the 11th, which is tomorrow. So we extended it to the 23rd so that they had more time to get their products in. So even though it says on the first one they were due February 11th, we took it to the 23rd because some of them are whining and they want to be part of it. So we provided that extra. For those of you who are interested in the American Revolution reenactment of 1776, that was supposed to be on President's Day weekend. Last night we made a decision to postpone it because the weather on President's Day is going to be wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour, over 50% chance of rain, and it's going to be really cold. So instead of fighting that and losing all of our setup on the stage and all of those 11 interactive historical walks with 48 storyboards, lots of artifacts, camels, horses, oxen, all kinds of stuff, including the tortoises that I love, will all be out in the park for the children and their parents to go through and do an interactive walk, not just of the history of the U.S., but the history of this river valley, to the Fort Mojave Indians, to the dam. There's so much going on with BOR and Nevada Division of Wildlife and BLM. All of those people are participating to make sure that all of our children understand the history and how we got here and how it was created, including steamboats and paddle boat history is going to be there. The storyboards are coming out amazing, and they're just as big as that poster right there, and they're going to be all over the park. One of the other things you'll see is in that, you'll see the walking map right there, and that's all inclusive of the free day for the family. There'll be food trucks and a beer garden hosted by the Kiwanis. And everybody's encouraged to dress red, white, and blue because, of course, we're going to do the biggest picture that we can with a drone and make sure that all of our festivities are highly recommended to be put on the U.S. site so that we can share them with all of America on what we did here. We've already been noticed by the U.S. and by both states for the amount of activities we're having leading up to America 250 on July 4th. You'll see also that T-shirts are coming out, hats are coming out, the decals, so you can put it on any cup or anything that you want. Those will all be ready, and we'll be selling them at the first event that we're allowed to sell them at, and that would be the Farmers Market on the 4th of March. Oh, no, sorry, it will be on at the first event at the reenactment. So everything's for sale, and there's like 16 places where I'm going to be selling all of them. And you can also order them in advance if you go to theriver250.com. Okay, we got through that. Don't forget, you go to the website, it'll give you all the information, or the Facebook page. And then the next grant we got was for destination marketing. And between, Carrie and I are both on the 250 committee, so I don't want to leave her out because she's been very valuable in helping me with, and the city with that. But the next site that we've been working on really hard is our own tourism webpage. We're trying to compete, to be honest, with the Go Lake Havasu website. They get a lot of hits. When you go into your SEO, your search engine, and you put GOLA, we want ours to come up with Go Lake Havasu, and we want to compete with them for everything that is here in Laughlin. Because just like LVCVA says, we're all in. What you can do in Las Vegas and what you can do in Lake Havasu is combined here with entertainment, hospitality, gaming is something that Lake Havasu doesn't have, and all of the water sports and adventure that we have here. If you combine those two towns or cities, it makes Laughlin. And we're trying to go everything. So if you look at the three examples that I gave you are the Go Discover, Go Move, and Go Create. And if you go to golaughlin.com, you will see everything that we're working on. It's in its infancy right now, but some of the things that are going on there and all the information that's being provided already from other websites and Facebook pages through the, what do you call that? Scraping. I'm learning through the scraping method. Anything that you need to know is at Go Laughlin, and we're hoping that more people will visit there. We hope you like the logo because it includes everything that we are, including gaming. And then the last I want to talk about right now is the award we got with Huddle Up Group through Las Vegas Events and the LVCVA. They did a SWOT study, a SWOT analysis on our area, both sides, to look into our venues, our availability for sports, entertainment, things even through the summer months, on what we can attract here for events moving forward. We did receive a presentation of that final, and now the resort general managers are going through it tomorrow so that we can share some of that with you. But the whole strategic planning project came out in writing, and there are some really wonderful things that we're learning about what this area needs to create in order to drive more tournications, which is sports and vacations mixed together, especially for the young, and adult sports and other entertainment venues that we may not be able to feel like LEC, but we will book rooms and get people more interested, and that gives us opportunity to shake the hands of our future visitors. We do need to continue to work on tourism, and with Bullhead and Chamber, Laughlin Tourism, and all of us working together really hard. As mentioned in this report, it takes all of us to work together to make it happen, and I think it's getting started really, really well. So I don't have anything else for this report. I'll be coming up later to talk about some other nonprofits I'm involved in, but do you guys have any questions about how far we've come?
Can the field house accommodate more sports there? I'm not sure whether they're being utilized fully or...
It's not being utilized as well as it should be, and there's some controversy and some things going on with the field house I'm not privy to talk about because it's none of my business. or ours. I guess they need to work it out. But there are events that we can have there where we can share in the tourism, the destination, the economic impact that we get from those people arriving. And if you have any idea on what that sports calendar looks like on that side and where they're staying, we just need to make better packages for those families and for that tourism, especially our senior sports. It's amazing. The Golden Games are so popular. We just need to be more accommodating in working through those and making sure that they have the right transportation and the right way to get to and from all of those events, including National Park Service. We don't ignore Mojave Catherine Landing at all. It's one of our gems, and we just need to do more. And you'll see when you go to the website that we're going to have like a bike rally, except it's a boat rally. Instead of using cards, we're going to use chips, and we're going to have a boat rally at Catherine's Landing, where you go to 5 coves and you get to collect chips and you get to play just like a poker hand.
Right.
But they'll all be interactive and fun at each one of those beaches. And if you don't have a boat, they're going to be using their deck boats to take you. So even if you don't have a boat, you can participate in that event. It's kind of fun. And it all leads up, of course, to end on 4th of July and our fireworks. And there's things that are possibly going to happen right before it during the day that have to happen during the day because it's not a light up thing, but it's in the sky. And then things that will happen just before it or after it, including a red, white, and blue boat parade. So a lot of things happening in the next 6 months. But I am the person that info@theriver250.com goes to. So if you have any questions and you can't reach me, just send me a message there too, and I'll answer as much as I can. We're, of course, always looking for involvement. If somebody wants to include one of their events in the River 250 project, I just take it to the committee and see if it's worthy of us sponsoring or producing on our website, and I will help get that out.
That's great.
Madam Chair.
Is there anything that you guys have interest in adding?
Well, me personally, just something that I've always thought of the field house for was the dog shows. We're not aligned with anything with AKC or, any of I don't do a whole lot of shows in the U.S., but that's a big business. What you see as precursors, there's a whole itinerary that they have to do for dog shows that lead up to Westminster and Crufts and things like that.
Watch that every year.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, depending on the month of the year, obviously we don't want it in July, but, Westminster is in December, some of the precursors to that.
Can you send me some kind of proposal on what it takes, including manpower, those kind of things, and accommodations, logistics? I know that you have
I belong to some circuits and stuff that do the shows and stuff, and I can, see what we can get aligned with that. But another question I was going to ask, Madam Chair, is if you're doing this SWOT presentation, you're giving it to the general managers, is that open to the public, or what is that?
It is. Once the general managers finish their second review of it tomorrow, then everybody's already, that was part of that program. It started last year.
Right.
We took them for individual tours of every single venue, every property, everything that we could do, including Laughlin High, because they have a track, right?
Right.
So we took them everywhere, and that's how they developed this for our rural communities. That will be available, but not at my decision. It has to be at the general manager's decision and LVE and LVCBA because they paid for it.
Right.
So once this is over and we start building some ideas, of course, we can share it with certain people and probably bring you into committee meetings. So
And I was wondering, would it also be possible to present in a public forum here?
It's long,
Oh, okay.
but we can bring it down to a bullet point if that's what the general managers want to do. We
Okay.
can surely present it to you and let you see what the ideas are. The biggest one is, of course, collaboration with everyone that can bring something to the table, like yourself. We never thought about a dog show.
Yeah.
It's something that if you want to help us present,
Yeah. And then there's also, the New Orleans for decades has hosted the Police Olympics for canines. And, it's an okay venue, but I would think Laughlin would be better. And it's, in October every year.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Thank you for those ideas.
Okay.
And please get a hold of me because I don't want to keep waiting. We waited long enough to bring tourism ideas to this region.
Right.
Not just Laughlin, but the whole region, because we complement each other so well. We can't stop now. Now that we've spent the money and our wheels are turning and the report is here, we have to keep going. I won't let anything rest, so if you want me to nag, I will.
No, that's okay. That's great. Thank
Do
you.
you guys have any more questions about LTC and the grants?
Yes, Madam Chair. For the benefit of the people who may not be looking at the print materials, I noticed you said golaughlin.com. That's not exactly the website address on your materials. Can you explain that web address?
So it's go-Laughlin. And the reason we did that is because if you've ever read the poem or read the story about living in the dash, you have a date of birth and you had a date of death. That dash is where you should be living. So the theory behind this is that you should be going places and doing things out of value.
In the interim.
We don't say that Laughlin is cheap. We don't say that it's less expensive. We say it's a value because there's so much recreation and adventure you can do here, and it doesn't cost anything. And the value of our rooms and our meals and our entertainment is much better than what you can get in a metropolitan area. And that's what we're trying to sell. The average Joe trying to get here and do something. And so the go-laughlin.com is living in the dash. So it's not just go Laughlin and thank you. Go-Laughlin. Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you. Of course, I don't want to go. There we go.
I was having the same
I
trouble.
know. Item 6, no planning and zoning, no general business. Now is the time for comments by the general public. A period devoted to comments by the general public about matters relevant to the board's jurisdiction will be held. No vote may be taken on a matter not listed on the posted agenda. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Please step up to the speaker's podium. If applicable, clearly state your name and address, and please spell your last name for the record. If any member of the board wishes to extend the length of a presentation, this will be done by the chairperson or the board by majority vote.
Ashlyn Sainz, S-A-I-N-Z, 1631 Cal Edison Drive, Laughlin, Nevada. Just wanted to invite the community. We've had such a great, feedback from RevFest that we hosted at our South Point Business Park in Laughlin that we've been requested to do 2 a year. So we've committed to do, we're going to call it the Spring Fling Barbecue. And that is going to be on May 9th. It's a Saturday. And it'll be from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Our sponsor, again, is the Laughlin Rotary, as well as we have sponsors with the VIPs from the Chamber, so we're excited to, we're going to have the kids zone there. We'll have a bunch of barbecue, food trucks, and live entertainment, and kind of just a community gathering for everybody. And then we will have our RevFest again in November, so stay tuned for that date. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, Ashlyn, will that have the car show again?
It will.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah,
we're
I
going to do
didn't
that. And
make-
all proceeds for the car show and our vendors will have booths too. So we have nonprofits, which will be free. And then any businesses that want to have booths can come as well. And all those proceeds and all the car show proceeds will go to Laughlin Rotary.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, Jordan Ross, Constable. A couple of things I did want to touch on. First of all, I want to, as much as possible, begin to get the word out that fair share enforcement and parking enforcement are going to come up to the top of the list in our office now. I am going to do, as I've done in the past with parking enforcement, as much as possible. The effort will be to not write tickets to people. So that's more of my Andy Taylor approach to law enforcement as opposed to a Dick Tracy approach. So as we go out and identify cars that are violating parking ordinances or in violation of fair share, we'll make every effort to get in contact with the owner and say, hi, fortunately, got a problem, need you to fix it. If they can fix it, then we're good. I don't need to write anybody a citation. Particularly the fair share citation, it's horribly expensive. The fines are over $1,000. So if at all possible, that's my plan. It'll be only the most recalcitrant people that we'll do this to. The other thing that I wanted to mention, and it's a serious problem, is we are having a problem right now with real estate fraud with predominantly it's seniors and disabled people who are being targeted, and they're signing sales contracts to sell their homes and then being pushed into selling their homes at below market rates. We have one case is open now. It's been referred to the Division of Real Estate. I just got a call this morning. I've got another one. I'm going to be working with them to try and put an end to this. But it's, it can be something that could be financially devastating to some of the most vulnerable people that are around. And people need to be aware of this. These people are not being given copies of their multiple listing. They're not being given copies of their contract. And they're receiving enormous pressure, even after the point at which the contract should have expired, to continue to take these offers. And in many cases, they've signed documents that basically continuously extend their sales contracts with an agent. So we're doing what we can to work with the Department of, the Division of Real Estate and their investigators in this, but anything you can do to help get the word out to warn people about this.
Jordan, how are they contacting these people? Is it through mail, the phone, internet, what?
They're local. I can't reveal a whole lot right now,
Okay.
but no, unfortunately.
Actually making face-to-face contact?
I'm
Okay.
afraid so, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions on parking?
Yeah, just if you would elaborate for the public if they're not aware of the Fair Share program.
Sure. When you move to the state of Nevada, within 60 days, you're required to register your vehicle. This is after, if you've evidenced an intent to become a permanent resident. So this does not apply to seasonal residents, and there's also an exemption for students. I will tell you, the exemptions that there are poorly written in the statute, and one of the things that I'm going to Carson City next year with an omnibus reform bill for civil sheriffs and for constables is to clarify this. And there are several things. In the past, we had, the first time we attempted fair share enforcement, we had one thrown out, well, this person's a student. The person was a student in Arizona. That was not what the intent was. So we're, but yes, you have to get your vehicle registered. There are people who do immediately complain, well, it costs me more to register my vehicle here in Nevada than it does in Arizona. I said, that is absolutely true. We could do that here. When would you like us to start a state income tax? That's why gasoline and car registrations are cheaper in Arizona, because we don't have state income tax. And I think generally people prefer that. So it's essentially, it's a tax evasion problem. And that's why it's called fair share, because we want people to pay their fair share.
And just to elaborate on that, with my companies and being on the Nevada side, I do operate commercially and have construction project, and then do a lot of vehicle or local purchases, food purchases. So I maintain registration in both states. And so I pay the fees in the Arizona side and in the Nevada, because this has been a prevalent problem for the 30 years that I've lived here, where many people are working and over on this side, but not paying the registration and everything, because it's much less expensive on the Arizona
This
side.
time we have a very excellent court at this time. And I'm not expecting the difficulties we had previously. So we're going to ramp this thing up, and I'm going to bring the hammer down on this. But I'm going to give everybody the chance. Like I said, if I can take care of these problems without having to give someone a ticket, even a parking ticket. There are more people in this town than some people may realize living paycheck to paycheck. So if I can solve the problem, fix the problem, not have to give someone a citation, then that's what I'll do.
Thank you.
Thank you folks so much.
Thank you. I know, but I needed to too, yes. You better listen to your daughter.
We have a clock up here. Can everybody hear all right? First of all, I'm here as a father. I won't give you my address. I appreciate what you showed my family and my daughter today, and thank you very much. I hope she continues on and makes next year better for the community than she did last year. Now I'm here on behalf of the Laughlin Economic Development Corp. On a couple items. One, looking back at the last meeting, I wanted to give you an update that the Laughlin Economic Development Corp was authorized funding up to $7,500 for a third-party independent legal review of the loan terms and collateral terms that we were hoping would have come out of the Las Vegas Valley Water District long ago, and still haven't come out. Guy Hobbs and I are speaking daily on it, and I'll bring you up to date whenever we hear from the Las Vegas Valley Water District on behalf of the Big Bend Water District. I want to thank the board for spearing ahead the Capital Budget Committee. This Capital Budget Committee, with every passing day, is more and more important to the future of this community. We have got to be able to tell our commissioners what we want and when we want it and which order we want it. We can't count on anybody else to do that. With that in mind, I have already seen enough demand coming from both sides of the river as to the funds expected out of the Fort Mojave Development Fund. I think, we can't expect the Fort Mojave Development Fund to fund everything in the whole tri-state area. As you know, I'm on the board of the Mojave County Airport Authority. It came up that they have in the past, and we'll be speaking to the casinos to get assistance financially for the airport to secure more flights in from the major 7 cities they're looking for airport. Historically, legally, it's already happened and been approved expenditure out of the Fort Mojave Development Fund. I don't know what they imagine in their mind, but the history that this community gave them when they started the airport was $500,000 a year. And with the merger, I don't know exactly what the merger's going to impact totally between Sun Country and Allegiant. That's a big unknown. What we do know is that the planned 2 hangars asked for by S3 in connection with the Arizona side and the Emerald Bay project. They've now let that go and told them we'll lease from whoever builds the hangars. So that's not a good move. That's not a good indication. Do I feel the mayor and Toby and the city council on the other side of the river are just about at the end of their whips with S3 and Britton Lee? Yes, I do. Do I think they're not still trying for the funding both internationally and locally? Yes, I do. Do I think that the Colorado River Union High School District did everything they could to kill the entire project? Yes, I do. And they're becoming very divided on the other side of the river as to the status at the bridge. So it's very difficult for us and for me giving you advice as to the timing and process of the 5,100 acres on the Nevada side.
I'm sorry, Bob,
Obviously-
time has expired.
I'm sorry? The, I'll keep you advised as to both issues. I would appreciate your support for a request for federal grant that would be available for the design of a veterans cemetery.
For what?
For a veterans cemetery. Obviously, I think the site is big enough for more than just the veterans, but, you know, and I can't really tell what the total demand is, but this demand's not going to go down. No. Number two, I don't think we can identify that only Nevada veterans go in this.
I get that, and we'll discuss that further, not in this forum. And then we can bring it back to this forum.
Oh, great.
Okay?
I just want to start the funding aspect going.
I get
because
exactly what you're saying. You won't
know,
get a bigger supporter than myself either, but let's table this. Actually, it's not on the table, but we'll talk about this and we'll bring it back to this forum.
Just by
Yes.
having the site identified, we're way ahead of across the river. Just that.
Right.
And so, you know, that should be something considered. And I will go ahead and see what grant writing ability there are, what grants there are at the federal level, and how they're split. This was intended to be a multi-denominational facility. And so, you know, I'm not a grant writer, but I want one going on it right now. And it's all part of the same committee, you know, for capital budgets
Right, so
you're talking about.
We'll talk offline on this and then, yes, your daughter's going,
It's
round
not
it
3
up.
minutes
And
yet,
then we'll
by
get
the
it
way.
agendized.
It's not a 3-minute conversation.
Right. No, it is not.
I wanted to also give you an update that the Board of Equalization hearings on the property taxes will starting this week. Personally, I had 22 appeals. I've stipulated out of all of them, the assessor's office and I have agreed I don't have to go to any property tax appeals. Now, whether or not that'll be carried on to the State Board of Equalization or not, you know, I'm not exactly sure, but my guess is that what I'm seeing on the streets is approximately a 10 to 18% decline in tax revenues to Laughlin. The biggest by far is in the commercial properties. I mean, outlet mall, it's just, you can just drive around and see that situation. That plus hasn't been a house built in 4 years, 4.5 years. So,
And you need, your time's up, Bob, sorry.
Pardon?
Your time is up.
Is this one
No.
subject or is five subjects? Oh,
Next.
okay. I'll be back with more.
Okay, we know.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. I'm standing before you as the president of the Laughlin Rotary. We've done some amazing things this year. We do have, Evan is in our Rotary, she left. I want to tell you about 2 things that we were able to achieve this year and say thank you to those of you who made commitments to the Laughlin students that went to RILA. RILA is Rotary Youth Leadership Achievements Awards, and they go to Pine Rock. Every year we've been able to send 2 to 4, and this year, based on the commitments, we were able to send 10 of our high school students to Pine Rock for camp, and these students are forever changed. Some of the things that they said to us when they got back are amazing. The delivery of just them speaking in a public space, their confidence, their ability to talk to strangers because they're not allowed to be together at camp. It was just amazing, and I want to thank you guys particularly for stepping up with those commitments from Post 60, who is it? Auxiliary, right?
Sons of American Legion
Thank you.
Auxiliary Legion and the Elks.
Thank you. They came up and we actually had to come up with $4,500. It's $450 a student. And I can't wait to share with you some of their testimonies. So thank you so much. I also want to tell you that some of us are in the middle of some really cool things with the BETTER program through Rotary. It's building the executives of tomorrow through education and resorts. That program was a dream of mine 4 years ago, and some of my Rotary people knew that I wanted it in my presidency and snuck behind my back and got it started. We actually have curriculum and are allowed time at Laughlin High School to put 10 students through a program from beginning to end, including teaching them how to build a resume, dressing them for success, putting them through mock interviews, and taking them for tours through the resorts. It solves two things. It gives our students hope that there is things for them to do here after they graduate from high school without needing a car, without needing experience, where our resorts will help mentor them into positions. It's also secondarily called classroom to boardroom. So they get the hope that they need to stay here and be with their family and cut expenses and get a job and grow. The second is it serves to help build our employment pool, our candidate pool for our resorts. That's how I came here. I came here with a dream and made $6.27 an hour 38 years ago. It's very humbling to know that all I had to do was show this gleam in my eye and the desire and the urgency that I knew was in customer service to get where I am today. So any support that you can give us in the BETTER program, even if it is just talking about it to your local students. Next year we'll be coming back with a more robust a program, and those of you who want to get involved in mentoring these students, we will welcome you anytime you can to do a presentation. Carrie did one, and all of them are on different subjects and talking about where you came from. It's kind of cool. So that's the BETTER program and the Ryler program through Rotary that we've been very successful at this year. So thank you so much for your support.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jill Ramelot. I'm here for my personal self. I'm from Bullhead City, but I'm here to announce to everyone and to give big thanks to Bill Bray Industries and Bob and Ashlyn for hosting Joelle Hearn's Memorial. It is coming up on February 22nd at Old Town from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and everyone's invited to come and just champion her life. Joelle was on the town board for 2 terms. 96 to 2000. She also was the executive director of the Laughlin Chamber for 9 years and was part of a lot of stuff in the community. So everyone is invited to come to that. If you'd like to RSVP, you can do that. That website is crewaznv / Joelle-Hearns. That's CREWAZNV / Joelle-Hearns. JOELLE-HURNS. And her grandbaby was born 2 days ago. And she got a chance to cuddle the pregnant belly beforehand, and so she knew all about him. His name is Paul James Hearns. They call him PJ. So we're really happy, and you'll see pictures of that on that webpage too. If anyone would like to submit any photos or any remembrances of her, that will be on a perpetual website. And also, please come on out to Old Town on Saturday the 22nd and just meet her mom and tell her that you loved her and, you know, just enjoy the time together that we all have to talk about how great she was. So that's what I just wanted to let you all know.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Scotty from Bullhead, McClure, MCC, LURE. I've been here before a couple times. Been a while, a few years actually, but I'm here about the airport, the Laughlin Bullhead City Airport. I think one of you people should be able to appoint a board member over there, because four of them are retired. I'm sure you've been following the daily news or whatever, but I think you guys should have a say-so in that airport. There's 7 members on that board, and you guys don't get nothing over there, according to Letman, our District 2 supervisor. He's really whipped up a big hornet's nest over there. And they've already appointed 2 members, the county has, which they do own the airport. Don Laughlin don't own it anymore, and he kind of invented it. That's why I think you guys ought to have a say-so. I come over here to Laughlin all the time to go to the VA, and like I say, I go to your yard sale, so I'm very familiar. I've been coming here since '79. I worked 2 years here in '85 when Don was building that bridge. What an accomplishment to fight in the government. That was something else for him to do that. And then I moved here in 2014, well, to Bullhead in 2014. It's a good old boys club over there. They're crooked as hell, and they should be in jail, as far as I'm concerned, and I've stated that at the Mojave County Board of Supervisors meeting. But our grand jury won't investigate it because they're controlled by the district attorney, and he don't want a hornet's nest. He won't allow us to take this to the grand jury. I took this task for what I said, that many others perceive as a lack of transparency during what would be described as a hostile takeover of the MCAA board. They were crooked bastards anyway, excuse my language. You won't tell us anything, the public out here. I was pointing to them. They had all these meetings in closed sessions, not one time. And then when they finally decided something, Bullhead appointed 2 people. In fact, their assistant manager is the board president. The public did not have a say-so one in this. That's why I'm asking you to go to Michael Nath and have you guys have a say-so in it. If it wasn't for those 2 airlines, the Riverside and that place up the road there, Harris, Caesars, whatever, they wouldn't have much of an airport over there. But I'm asking you guys to gripe about, maybe go to the Board of Supervisors meeting, which is the 16th or 17th, and say, you guys want to see it. You'd have to go through Michael Nath first, but I got you a copy of...
And the timer has gone off for the 3 minutes.
Okay. I've said enough. I think you guys just ought to have it, Steve, anyway. But
Thank you.
should I get this to her?
Yes.
Kind of run off kind of weird.
Anyone else? Okay, our next meeting is March 10th, 2026, here in this room at 1:30. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So move.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.